I'm here to represent Mr. Spock. I know you may be wondering, what are my qualifications? And I'll tell you, and I'll be perfectly candid. I am not a real Trekkie, but if you think about it, Mr. Spock enjoys an exalted position not just with Trekkies, but with nerdy weirdos of all types. As a member of this demographic, I feel that I am qualified to speak on Mr. Spock. And, like most people, I have some experience with Trekkies. In fact, I have shared a cubicle at my place of work with a Trekkie named Dale. Dale works the night shift, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So one rarely sees Dale, but I think I know him well enough to know that when he's at work by himself, he turns off all the lights so that the station resembles the Starship Enterprise, lit only by the readouts of the machines. When the company we both worked for grew, they ran out of desk space. Dale was assigned to share my desk. He's very emotional and sensitive. So, before he moved in, I emailed him offering half the space and license to do whatever he wanted in terms of decoration, so that he would feel welcome. I was not surprised when the next morning I went to work to discover that Dale had removed the door to the bookshelf above the desk and erected a shrine to Star Trek, complete with figurines, his tribble, an unopened bottle of Romulan ale, that's the Star Trek beer, and a professional portrait of himself dressed as Captain Kirk. Immediately, my co-workers began toying with Dale's emotions through his Star Trek shrine, rearranging the objects and adding foreign, unwanted objects of their own. I'd like to point out that I took no part in these shenanigans. This was at my desk, where I work. I would no sooner rearrange objects on my own desk than I would set fire to my lawn, or leave a bag of poop at my own front door, and ring the bell. I honored the Prime Directive. Something terrible happened. One day it was noticed that Dale's Star Trek beer, his Romulan ale, was now empty. The bottle lay on its side in the shrine. The bent cap was nearby. This was going too far. A little innocent pranking is one thing, but this was besmirching a co-worker. Another co-worker, named Justice, took matters into his own hands. Justice looks tough, talks tough, and practices jujitsu. He went around the office conducting interrogations with the vague threat of violence. The interrogations went very well, but no one claimed the act. Then, Justice did the unthinkable. He called Dale at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at home and woke him up to tell him what had happened. That someone, some asshole, drank his Romulan ale and left the bottle in his shrine. After a brief discussion, Dale admitted that he drank himself. He added that he'd been meaning to replace the empty bottle with an unopened one, but had not gotten around to it. I have a banana tree in my front yard. Occasionally it bears fruit. On one such occasion, I cut down a nearly ripe bunch of bananas. I took the bananas to work and put them on my desk to ripen. These were essentially wild bananas. They did not resemble the bananas you see at stores. They still had the stalks and the flower particularly looked just a tad bit phallic. The next day I went to work and was shocked to find that my bananas were gone. I gave the premises a thorough search, which included the trash cans and the dumpster behind the building. I could not find them. I did not want to have to do this, but in the early afternoon I called Dale. He said, "Oh man, those were yours? I thought someone was fucking with me. They looked alien." Alien! They looked alien. This is a man whose television alter ego, his hero, Captain Kirk, has sex with aliens. And he's disturbed about bananas? It's not logical. As I reflect on these incidents, I can see that Dale behaved irrationally. He desecrated his own shrine and banished the fruit of the earth. Justice? Well, it goes without saying that justice was never served. Also, Justice is the only one I know for certain who toyed with Dale's shrine. Irrational! What about me? Yeah, well, admittedly, I too have been irrational. I went bananas. All this points to one thing. Mr. Spock. Spock was right. Mankind is irrational, given to whims, frivolity, and obsessions, and yes, highly illogical. Back to the bananas. Things turned out really well. I found them in the parking lot, right where Dale said they would be. They had ripened in the sun, something that they had failed to do at my desk. I did the logical thing. I took them inside, cut them off the stalks, and my coworkers and I ate them. Thank you very much.